So right here, we got some patriots with a flag walking. Not a lot of social distancing here, but they're pretty agitated on what's going on. Got from Kaylin right here, and just capturing the craziness of whatever this is.
There are children here.
If you haven't seen part one, what are you doing? You're kind of an idiot. You need to go back and you need to click on part one and listen or watch that one first. This one is amazing. It's so amazing that we got retweeted by Donald Trump again. That's 10 days. Tweeted again. We've also had our second special on many different outlets. I also talked a little bit with Steven Crowder, which was fun.
I will tell you this. Someone, when I got out of my Uber, gave me some magic mushrooms. I'm not going to take them, but they handed me some.
At least wait until you're off air.
Mushrooms. Yeah, well, check this out. Look at this. This is the beaches here. It's really beautiful.
Wow.
You can hang out right there.
By the way, it goes.
Yeah, so I got magic mushrooms. I visited the beaches. It was all fun and games. But this time, we're going to look at the darker side of CHAZ that the mainstream media is not showing you, that's filled with violence, intolerance, violations of the Constitution, and most importantly, a lack of law and order, all witnessed by myself. But always, before we jump into that, I want to give a huge shout out to my sponsor for the show, ExpressVPN. You know, I know a lot of you guys think you can get away with incognito mode when you're not just looking at things you shouldn't, but looking at things that the government or different interest groups don't want you to look at, right? It's not like just porn is what you would look at. It's like for this show, there's all types of things that I want to make sure I stay hidden and remain incognito from the government. And your IP provider can actually look at all your history and data, even if you go into those private modes, no matter what browser you use, which is why you need to have a VPN that hides all of your data. It gives you the ability to use trusted servers in other countries, hide everything that you search. It gives you the complete autonomy and freedom of speech to research whatever you need to right there at the click of a button. Anyway, check it out, guys. It's expressvpn.com/offensive to figure out right now. If you go there, you can get 3 months free of a whole year. So that's just an incredible deal. It's basically 25% off. But anyway, go to expressvpn.com/offensive. Protect your online data, protect your credit cards, protect your information from people who want to steal it and sell it, because that's what we're about, is freedom of speech. Anyway, there was a street preacher who was attacked. He was attacked for sharing the gospel. Now, initially, I want to tell you this. People said that he was yelling Nazi stuff and that he was saying the N-word. I'm going to tell you what. The pastor or the preacher was not using the N-word. I was around him pretty much the entire time, and he was not saluting Hitler. But I can tell you that his life was threatened up front by very kind and peaceful protesters in CHAZ. Check this out. This footage is from Lives Matter, a show here on YouTube. You should check out his link in the bio for his channel. He's guest hosted for me. But check out how well freedom of religion and speech is tolerated here.
Are you serious? You'll die out here, bro. You'll die out here. Black lives matter. Fuck that shit. Black lives matter. It's worse than death. Black lives matter. You do not know that.
Yeah, so he was told by a very lovely man, "You're going to die out here," which is pretty much the response you would expect from people, a part of what the mayor of Seattle calls the summer of love. Nothing says love like, "I'm literally going to kill you if you continue to speak." I guess that's a little bit of a preparation for marriage. Well, anyway, this man continued to speak out against things that were shocking, right? Like homosexuality. Who would have known a street preacher would talk about the gays? Well, it didn't take very long before the gays began to chokehold him and kiss him, which I believe is sexual assault. Check this out.
Right with God. You're choking me around the back. You had this around here.
Like, everyone's laughing at him, but what are we not understanding here? This man is being forcibly held against his will while he just tries to hold a sign and share the truth that he believes is the truth. Whether you agree with him or not, I think he's a psychopath. That's not really important. It's just the fact that, look, this guy's going, you ever been kissed by a gay? He's telling him, and then they're hugging him. They're all in black bloc, by the way, typical Antifa. Look, he's kissing him. That's sexual assault. That actually is sexual assault. Like, what are they doing to him right here? This is my footage. I'm filming him. I'm gonna ask why I'm not helping him. Well, I'm in black bloc too. They think I'm Antifa at this point. Like, you can't kiss people like that, okay? So you have this street preacher who's just trying to share the gospel. Shows you how much the First Amendment is respected here. But it actually gets worse because there's a man on a bike who's just passing through, a Seattle resident, presumably, who just says, hey, what are you doing to that man? Like, let him preach and watch what happens. She says you're an effing Nazi sympathizer.
Disgusting scum.
Disgusting scum.
Somebody got to kick that guy out. You just called me a Nazi.
No, he's called you a Nazi sympathizer because you're saying he didn't do a Nazi salute. You didn't see him do a Nazi salute.
Okay, so he says, effing Nazi sympathizer, and he goes, I'm Jewish. And he goes, you didn't see the pastor doing Nazi stuff. What Nazi stuff? Breathing? You know, Hitler had 2 nostrils and the pastor does too. So, I mean, look, I'm not really all for open air preaching as a very effective means of communicating anything, really, let alone the gospel per se in terms of, you know, just screaming at people, but it's your right. And if you know anything about street preachers, at least the message is true. It might be delivered poorly, and I think it really is. You know, give me smack for that. But I mean, he's not an enemy, and he's definitely not violating any laws, nothing that could warrant the way he was treated. But as they attack him and the media ignores him in broad daylight, it gets worse. They end up completely putting him in a chokehold.
But also the autonomous zone can choose to reject you as
I'm a free citizen in the autonomous zone.
Yeah, so they're choking him down, and we're going to get to who's choking him down. It actually is Antifa, and I unmasked them. It's actually quite incredible. And, you know, it just gets weird. So what actually develops here as they're chokeholding him down, watch this George Floyd action here as they protest police brutality and chokeholding people face down. Watch as they actually choke him face down on the floor unarmed. And I'm laughing. It's like, you can't make this up. You can't make this up. What? So look, they have him here.
You're choking me!
Look, they're choking him. They're choking him face down. Everyone's like, oh shit. What are you doing? Right. So they let him go. Okay. They took a pastor and chokeholded him face down. Look, I'm not going to get into the justification for George Floyd and the choking, and I don't think what the officers did was correct. And I know there's a lot of conspiracy theories and ideas and alternate facts about what actually happened, and that's fine. I'm not here to ruin your parade. But either way, George Floyd did die, okay? He was committing a crime. He was also a convicted serial criminal. Do those things matter? Maybe not. But you know what else doesn't matter? Preaching the gospel on a public street. And if that's enough to get you chokeholded by Antifa police, then just imagine what they would do if they actually had full autonomy and control. See, as they protest police brutality and try to steer away from an authoritarian state, they in themselves become absolute dogmatic authoritarians with no respect for human life or dignity. It's absolutely insane. And that man that we saw doing that is a man named Luis Marquez, who is one of the leaders of Antifa Portland Rose City, I guess you could call it Antifa. And he didn't know it was me. If he knew it was me, he might actually punch me in the face. But check out this bastard. What a piece of shit. Really, honestly, you just choked a pastor out on the street. You deserve honestly to go to jail. But I was going to say something worse, but I'm trying to prevent more hit articles. So check this out.
Right? The only time that we are heard is when we burn shit down. I think it's sorry, go ahead. No, Okay, and if white America doesn't want to get right, they're gonna see more burning, more looting, because shit needs to be equal. The jails are filled with people that look like me, and not that look like you. Your kids are going to college, my kids are going to jail, because they're brown and there are suspects walking down their own fucking streets. So, I'm from Portland, and I love what's going on here in Seattle.
You know, this country is not safe, and that's why I love that Simply Safe sponsors the show. You know, I use Simply Safe. I used them in my studio. It's an incredible, quick, and easy to use security system. It requires no experts whatsoever. It allows you to get to basically a response team quicker than if you just called 911. Not to mention they have a camera system that does not record you when you don't want it to. So like when you're just home and you have it disarmed, it doesn't secretly record you. The NSA doesn't break in. This is a home security system for people who love America and love freedom, but also love their property and realize that the current state of affairs, you cannot trust the police to keep your property safe. You got to take it into your own hands. And before using any sort of deadly force, get Simply Safe. It sets up in a matter of minutes, and it's just a few dollars a month. Anyway, check it out. Go to simplysafe.com/offensive. It's affordable, it is easy to use, and it's the best security system that you can buy without going through all the complicated contracts and extra fees that come with those other companies. Anyway, go to simplysafe.com/offensive. Protect all of your stuff today. But as I was mentioning, we were talking about this guy, Luis Marquez.
The only time that we are...
So he said that we will continue to burn down white cities and white neighborhoods unless what? I don't know. We defund the police. He also says that because I'm white, my kids are going to go to college. His kids are going to go to jail. It shows you the weird victim mindset of these people. This agreement that white people are privileged, a sort of made up nuance ideology that because my kids are born with a lighter skin color, they're going to go to college. Well, first of all, sir, I don't exactly even believe in the necessity of college. So my kids might not go to college because I might discourage them from doing so. I think you can get a better education for the most part living in the real world. I think that by reading books, exploring, doing internships, by being an entrepreneur, you can get much further ahead than by going to a useless university. That's just my hot take. But yeah, I'm glad he didn't punch me. But the next incident that happened is pretty intense. So some self-proclaimed patriots, some people, I just say Americans, decided to enter into CHAZ just carrying American flags, and I confronted them on the sidewalk as they walked through the borders. And one of the girls, who's identified as Katie, said this.
CHAZ doesn't exist. This is Seattle, Washington.
So she was pretty stern to say this is not CHAZ. This is Seattle, Washington. And a lot of you are probably pretty refreshed to find out that some people don't buy into the bullshit. That's what I'm calling it. CHAZ is basically just a bunch of crap. But I will tell you this, something interesting happened. She was confronted by a really respectful man wearing a Soviet-style hat with a straight-up hammer and sickle. Check out how he confronted her. This is very interesting, how they were received inside. And don't click out yet because there's a major assault coming in just a few minutes.
You think the flag is peaceful?
It is. This flag is
Oh, what's it represent?
the greatest country on earth.
What?
By what?
Motherfucker, what? First of all,
Why
America,
is it not?
because America is an empire that represents the fucking genocide of the Native Americans, the enslavement of Africans here
Sir,
in the territory of
I am recording
America.
this at 1:30 in the morning as I travel to LA for a family emergency.
It's offensive to most
I had a
people
couple
I know.
drinks
Then why do
and I
you live
sound much more
I
coherent
don't have a
than you.
choice. I'm trying to live
11
here. I'm
a.m.
trying to bring this shit
So
down.
instead of trying to change America, why don't you just leave?
Well, that's not a very democratic spirit you have there. That's not democracy.
Isn't that
the fuck?
Well, what's
You sound
happening
like a
is
Nazi.
an insurrection. You guys. Well, no, it's not.
Yeah. Why don't you just leave? You sound like a Nazi. The hell are these people talking about? Does it sound like democracy? No, it's a very fair question. Dude, you're trying to turn this into a communist country. Why don't you just leave? That's a good question. And it's one that I really do want to know. Why don't you just leave, sir? Why don't you leave this country? I know a lot of us are asking that question. A lot of us would, in fact, want to buy tickets for these people to leave. But then, of course, this is what, the second time this episode someone's been called a Nazi? I'm falling asleep while we record. My eyes are shutting. I'm suddenly becoming The Asian is coming out in my Caucasian. Very small eyes right now. I have very small eyes. But it got worse. It got worse. Because what's worse than a black man that's free to think for himself? It's a black man who's free to think for himself that loves America, according to the left. Check this out. A gentleman who has no political affiliation from my contact with him later after this incident was attacked for carrying an American flag. Damn it. What a bastard he is. How dare you carry a flag of America in the foreign nation of CHAZ? This is a new country. You don't fly foreign flags here unless you're in America. Then you can fly any flag, including the Mexican flag, other than your own flag. Remember, also, Australians are bullied. My Australian viewers and blind viewers. Remember, you are bullied to not fly your flag, but you should. Don't listen to the haters, but watch this.
Bring it down! Bring it down! Bring it down! Bring it
Okay. So I have a lot of more footage of that event, actually, and I can show you what happened. You can go to my Twitter, but it doesn't really matter. What's important is that if you even look, I had an issue with my trust and safety team at Uber, which I'm going to talk about in a second, where they pulled guns out on my Uber driver. They threatened to kill my Uber driver. That's actually a real story. Oh, shit, I know. What? They threatened to kill my Uber driver. Are you serious? Is that real? Yes, it absolutely is. But you know,
I pulled up. I had a request up in the war zone, up at CHAZ or CHOP, whatever they're calling it now. I guess it's CHOP now. And son of a bitch, I pull up. There's two young kids, a guy and a girl. Look like they're 15, but teenagers, street kids. And I pull up and I'm waiting, you know, and my pickup is in the zone, but I'm waiting at the end at the guard post right there. What's the park there? Cal Anderson and 11th and call it Pike is inside. And I'm sitting there and they're smoking it. These kids are smoking a joint. You know, they're the guards there at the gate.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we were there.
Yeah, and they finish smoking their joint. They walk up to me and they go, "You waiting for something? You need something?" I said, "Yeah, I'm waiting for a Lakil or something." And sitting there, and son of a bitch, they said, "You can't wait here." And I said, "Yeah, I'm Uber. I'm gonna wait for it." I said, "This is America. I can go where I want." They both pulled out fucking guns and stuck them to my head right here, right there.
What?
Right there. Stuck them in my face, and I'm kind of shitting. It's not the first time I had a gun stuck in my face, but the first time in over 40 years I had a gun stuck in my face, because I've heard about it and I watch it on the TV. You know, and I'm all about protest, not about rioting and all this stuff. And they poked the gun in their face, and I just looked at him. I said, "Lakil's gonna be fucking pissed off if you shoot me. Shoot their Uber driver."
Right.
Just like that. And they go, "You got to get out of here, man." And then they start calling me an old white guy. And I said, "Now it's getting personal." I'm going, "Fuck, I'm gonna get shot." I said, "You really gonna shoot me?" And they said, "Just get the fuck out of here." Just like that. And
so
I got the fuck out of there.
When you pulled up at first, so right when you pulled up on the street, were you just dropping off some random?
No, he was waiting to pick them up.
Picking them up.
And they pulled. Do you know? Was it pistols or was it they just pulled?
Yeah.
Big ones like Deagles, like
or like a Glock.
Oh, wow.
I was trying not to look down them too much.
Did they threaten your life, or did they just pull the guns out?
They just pulled a gun out and told me to go. So that's any excuse.
But I'll tell you the truth, guys. There's an incredible company that loves the show, and you got to support them too by taking care of your health and bringing it into your hands. Is Objective Wellness. They offer targeted solutions to help you take care of your body, which is so important as people abuse it, and you might even be under the weather from staying at home so often. They offer many different items, including chocolates to help you sleep, an immune booster, an everything armor, which has every vitamin, everything that you would need for your body. Essentially, they use ingredients that that are validated by research. It's all backed by science. You can check out their website. It's absolutely incredible how they use plant-based products. It's all natural. They don't overpromise, and it's absolutely incredible. If you go to objectivewellness.com using my code OFFENSIVE, you can get 20% off your order right now, which is incredible. Get something for yourself, get something for dad, get something for mom, get something for anyone that you love. Anyway, I have to let you know this, is that if you are not completely satisfied, you can get a full refund, and that's the Objective promise. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. Any products discussed or advertised are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Anyway, I hope your health is better than mine. I haven't really slept in like a week, guys, and I thought I was going to sleep, and then I can't tell you what, but man, it got bad at home, and there's some really sad things happening ahead in my life, and I am tired, and I'm flying out the crack of dawn with no sleep. And that's why, the products here at Objective Wellness are so important for people like myself who need that extra boost to keep my body healthy, especially when life does not permit. So check out objectivewellness.com, use my code OFFENSIVE, get 20% off. So as I was mentioning, you might be asking, what am I talking about? My Uber driver getting attacked. He did get attacked, absolutely got fully attacked. Antifa pulled guns out on him, and you might be asking, well, where were the police? I don't know where the police were, but I'll tell you who was there, and that is the night patrol here in the night patrol of these guards that are basically the people who look out for us at night, and they are really scary. Check this out. Look at this.
Oh, pardon me, Fox.
What is the characters?
Well, I go by Red Ranger. This is Spirit Fox, just in service. We're the Seattle superheroes. We patrol around, keep people safe, that kind of thing.
Hey, keep Seattle safe.
We love you back. You guys stay safe tonight. Okay?
Yeah, so the Spirit Fox, these are the Night Watch. They're sort of like herpes. They're present. You don't see them, but they pack a big sting. I mean, realistically speaking, guys, these are the people that are patrolling at night. Do you feel safe? Because I don't. Neither does my Uber driver. Check out this clip that actually is involved Uber Trust and Safety Team, who's brought this to my attention, that they are trying to figure out if they should service the area because of the danger that it's brought. I don't have this clip, so I'm just going to play it. Yeah, it's insane. They pulled guns out on him. They pulled guns out on my Uber driver for waiting for one of the people. Not myself, but one of the people. That's what's really going on here. And that's why the mainstream media continues to lie to you, because they don't want you to know the violent truth of what's happening, including Turning Point team, who had their camera equipment stolen and their thumb broken. Anyway, guys, there's more to come. There's more to be said. I'm letting you guys know, for those of you guys that have gotten this far, please make sure you check out From Kaylin, Lives Matter Official. Also realize my family emergency. I'll update you guys soon, but I'll be taking a week off. And the show is expanding from 1 time a week to 2 times a week. Well, for some of you guys that don't care, who cares? For some of you guys that love it, it is. If you really love this show and you get through this long, please also check it out on audio-only podcasts, Spotify, and podcasts, or wherever else you can download, leave a 5-star rating. And as always, please sign up at blazetv.com/slightly-offensive. Use my code Elijah in the description to get $10 off a year. Anyways, guys, my eyes are closing. I'm barely awake. I'm running off of no sleep in my life. I am exhausted, but I will always bring you guys content even when it negatively affects my health, because the truth sets you free. Have a great rest of the week, as always, and may God bless the United States of America. I'm signing out.